Okay, Bruce, we're recording and I caught you drinking a cup of coffee. How are you?
What a surprise.
What a surprise. What a surprise
Right.
on this another snowy day in February. So, we might be truly seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, sort of. Hopefully it's not a train coming the other way, as people like to say, with regards to getting ready to go back to work, or go back to work in a non-virtual format. Although some of that's not going to change probably, but especially for major urban centers like New York, it's really important that you feel pretty darn safe about the air you're breathing. And I'm thinking, even on a good day, when I'd be on the subway platform, when I'd be looking up at the vent and seeing what's that drippy stuff coming out. Not pretty. Never mind in a post-COVID environment. So let me throw it to you because I know that you've been doing quite a bit of thinking about this in terms of what do we need to do to feel good about going back into a building to work or to go to a hotel or to have fun.
Right. So it really comes down to three things, right? In my humble opinion, you got air quality or air, you got surfaces, and then you've got general sanitation, if you will. So to me, the idea really is a marketing idea that has to have underpinning it real functional activities that make it truly safe. So the idea from a marketing perspective is whether that's like restaurants get scores, building gets scored already in terms of how ecologically green they are, or restaurants on how clean they are and sanitary. This is the same concept, but it has the view of, okay, we're in the middle of this and hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel. But also, let's realize that this might be the first of a cycle of these types of things because there's international travel.
Yeah.
There's, these pandemics seem to be getting closer together, or the risk of them certainly seem to be more focused. I mean, SARS was what, 9 years ago, 10 years ago?
About 2009, maybe more. Was that 2009?
Yeah. So let's say 10 years between events.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
more is going to happen.
So the reality is until researchers find what's causing these and how they're moving from animals to people and can stop them at that stage, we have to figure out how to go on with our lives and not have these economic interruptions and more importantly, the cost in human life and the cost in our sanity impacted. So my thought here is, not dissimilar to the old good housekeeping seal of approval, if you will, but, getting these big HVAC players together, getting these big maintenance players or even regional building maintenance players together that come in and do the cleaning every night and the big cleaning on the weekly or monthly basis. Because otherwise, and by the way, you want your home to be safe. You want to be able to, in an environment like this, have people in your home. I mean, they were talking about Super Bowl ratings being so bad because possibly the Super Bowl isn't so super when you can't all hang out together and have fun. So my basic thought is that there's work being done. It's to find out where that work is being done, whether that's T.H. Chan at Harvard, whether that's the CDC, whether that's HVAC industry groups like you were talking about before with United Technologies and Ingersoll Rand and Johnson Controls and who knows, York, Rheem, the list goes on. but there are industry groups that need to deal with this long term.
Yeah.
And my thought is, if they can keep a fab clean, where they fabricate microchips, and they can keep these data centers cool and largely dust free, then they should be able to do that. And as the scale expands to include homes and office buildings, the pricing should be affordable. It shouldn't be a big hit, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I remember as a kid, my mother always saying, don't buy anything electrical unless it says that UL approved insignia on the electrical cord. That was back in a simpler time where there was a lot more trust in a lot of different organizations. It's kind of really interesting, right now with the way everybody is, the way they're thinking, for be it right or be it wrong, government-based organizations or internationally based organizations like WHO or CDC might not carry that same level of security for a lot of people that you would think they should. Some of it for illegitimate reasons and some of it for legitimate reasons. On the other hand, I'm struck by when the vaccine information broke, and I can only speak for myself, and I saw Pfizer coming from Pfizer. I think it was the first one where it was announced, then Moderna and a few of the others or whatever. I said, wow, now there is where, major corporations, where they're functioning the best, because that's where competition comes in, the desire to be first. There's a lot of it's doing for their own selves or their companies, but they're providing an incredible service, And then I started thinking about, there's Ingersoll Rand, there's Johnson Controls, you got all the ones that you were mentioning as well. In the past, there'd been campaigns and programs that industries would get together to sell milk better, or almonds, or orange juice, or carrots, all important stuff. This is far more important than all that stuff collectively put together. If you think about the expertise they have and the intuitive knowledge that people, no matter what they say, would realize, if major global companies like this come out with something that says, hey, this is going to meet a certain standard, or here's what has to happen. Even if you don't like them for whatever reason, there's a party that's going to be saying, it seems credible. It seems credible because their vested interest is they want people to go back into big buildings. And that's okay. That's fine. They wouldn't want people going back into big buildings if they're going to die or get sick, because then they'd be completely out of business and the world would start circling around in the opposite direction,
Right.
So, I don't want to be overly simplistic on it, but maybe, I don't know if there's a letter or some sort of outreach to some of these places. I don't know where to go. We got to think about that offline, but there's an idea here. There's an idea here to take this. Maybe some are already thinking about this. I don't know, but utilize that incredible expertise that these companies, people think that there's just, for some reason, there's just these like business people behind these organizations. No, every organization at its core has somebody brilliant, whether it's scientists or cartoonists or musicians or actuaries, whatever they are, that are the core of what make those companies truly tick, because that's the expertise they have. And I gotta believe at the core of them is somewhere that can help provide that kind of solution.
Yeah, and just, when I think about, you're absolutely right. When you think about it, why is the flu season so muted this year? You don't hear them talking about, they talked about it until it came and kind of went, nothing happened. And part of the reason is, so many people are wearing masks, people are washing their hands, they're maintaining social distance, they're staying at home. So think about it. This also reduces transmission of all sorts of illnesses that hurt productivity.
Yeah.
So it's in companies' best interests. It's in developers' best interests. It's in manufacturers' best interests. And it's in the public's best interest. Now, how do you get it executed?
Well, we'll talk about that separately, because otherwise we'll totally put everyone to sleep.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, if it makes sense, It makes sense. And it's a fairly simple idea, be complex in execution, of course, but they have the chops, they have the expertise, they have the scientists, they have the experts that can really help figure that out. All you got to do is cooperate.
Vital environments.
Vital environment. Very vital. Always remember, be vital, boys and girls. All right. We'll see. Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye.